Now let's talk about the community, getting the people integrating into the community. You've been in the Gambia for 4 years. Probably you've learned a lot about it. First, when you got to the Gambia, how was the reception? How were the people? Were you received well, or was there something like you had to like convince the people to know that you're one of them?
Now,
I think that was
yeah,
very
yeah,
welcome.
they were warm and receptive to us. First of all, if you're from America, there's this stigma. Are you ghetto? Are you loud? Are you obnoxious? Are you arrogant? And so once the people feel you out, like, hey, this is just a regular person and stuff, they're more embracing to you and stuff. And what we always try to do is let people know, hey, this is who we are, and this is why we've come to the Gambia. We came to help, to develop, to create jobs, to stop back way, black man, black woman, black baby, black empowerment. Now, if that turns you off, then evidently, we don't need to connect. We'll stay in our lane, and you can stay in yours.
Excuse me.
And so that's how we, you know, uh, go about the community and stuff. We're looking for like-minded individuals who understand, we should grow our own food and feed our own people. Now I'm not sure if Kenyans like this, but some people, hey, they don't mind eating off everybody's table. You understand what I'm saying? They don't care where their food come from, and they can care less about black man, black woman, black babies. And so, we just got to push them off or show them to the gate.
Oh, okay. And what do you think made it easier for you to integrate to the people to the point that I see you working with the people and all that? What made it easier for you, or what? Uh, I've seen a lot of things happening in the Gambia, and sometimes some people find it hard to integrate with the people and all that. What's the secret? How do you easily integrate with the people?
I think we just went right into it.
Yeah, we just went right into
Once
it.
they welcomed us, we just,
Right. And I've got criticized so much for talking too much. You don't think I talk too much, do you, African Tigress?
Tell the truth.
No, you don't. You're fine. Interesting. It's fun listening to you.
Okay. Well, I get accused a lot of talking too much, but I like sharing the vision with people. Say, hey, this is what we come here to do. If you want to be part of this, we could possibly change your life. You understand? Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to have your life changed in a positive way, as far as improved standard of living, then why don't you listen to what we're saying? And as long as you're straight with us, we'll be straight with you, and we both can benefit from this relationship. But if you do things that are detrimental to us, or we do something detrimental to you, it's best to just part company. Right. And so basically, we just share the vision with people. Hey, do y'all know what we're doing out here? And they'll say, no, not really. And we say, hey, this is what we're doing. And they say, yeah, we like that. And then if you like that, hey, you're on the team. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be supported, and you got to be loyal to help us develop what we're seeking to do in the Gambia and on the continent as a whole.
And we mingle with around the community. Every day we would go out, we talk with the people, they would talk with us. We learn, we go to the beach, they show what they were doing. We always was there when they were fishing, showed us how they were fishing, and we just got to know the people. That's all it is.
And we always support the local economy. Mm-hmm. We got about like 500 or so videos out there. You'll see us eating fly meat, fly fish, eating sandwiches with newspapers from Kenya. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, you okay?
They even let us bring the netting.
So, hey, we're just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We just was born in a different place and speak a different dialect. But inside the nitty gritty, we one people.
Did you have to learn the language? Is the language very important?
We learned bits and pieces of it. Yes. And I'm like this. Once I get the finances straight, everything else falls in place. But if I made language a priority and I cannot provide food for my family, then I'm going to struggle. So I had to prioritize, and the priority that I made was get the finances straight. Everything else falls into place.
Like you say, bits and pieces. If we know how to go out on the economy and do what we have to do with the bits and pieces, we made it. We're fine. That's the way I see it. Now, if we didn't understand, we would always grab someone to say what it said, what this person said. They would tell us, and sometimes we would learn small and it's a pieces from that way too. So,
and if ever we came to an impasse where somebody didn't understand what we were saying, we just pull out a Kenyan shilling and wave it in their face and automatic understanding. Automatic understanding. The Kenyan shilling don't play. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't play. When you wag that up there, I understand everything that you're saying.
And most of the people who we would work with, they understood. They was very nice with teaching us those things.
That's right. Absolutely right. Okay.
What about the food?
We love the food.
The food is good.
We love the food. It's the food is basically the same. It just has different spices and different names.
Like super conja. In America, they would call that jumbo.
Gumbo.
Gumbo. I'm sorry. A stew or something like that. But it's pretty much the same ingredients in it.
Right. So it's just a different name. The foods are all the same. It's just a little bit of different spices wherever you are, and the names are changed. Because we can say, oh yeah, this right. Oh, this is what this is in America, or this is what this is in Haiti.
Or like jollof rice here. We call it just red rice.
Red rice.
In America, we call it red rice.
Exactly. Yep.
Yes.
So
with peas and other stuff in it. Yes.
We love the food. Love the food.
Okay. SJM, you said jumbo. I was like, okay, so there's something known as jumbo. Jumbo, jumbo is
not jumbo. I got that wrong. It's gumbo.
Yeah, gumbo.
Gumbo.
Louisiana.
Louisiana gumbo.
Louisiana gumbo. Basically, you just throw everything in there with some stew, and that's it.
Okra, chicken. You can have
catfish, whatever.
Seafood, crab legs. All that is in there.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's
just
the
a
same
different
thing
name
here, but they call it super conja.
Right. Different names.
What about the religion? Are there some religious requirements or things like that? Tell us about religion in the Gambia.
Well, the Gambia is a majority Muslim country, 95% Islam and 5% Christianity. We don't subscribe to any indoctrination. We feel that religion has let us down as an African people. We pray and we pray and we pray and we pray, and we're still broke, and we're still in poverty, and we're still destitute, and we're still on every economic, social stratosphere. We're always on the bottom, and we think we're going to get out of that by praying and praying and praying, and we're still in the same damn position. So we feel religion has let us down. Let's go back to what we were practicing before the invasions. We were building pyramids and navigating the stars, and now all we want to do is build damn churches and mosques. And we can't figure out why we can't get it right. There's a message in that, African Tigress.
I get it. I get that.
All right. Okay.
All right. And is there a point you got and you felt like with these challenges, especially I believe whenever someone moves to a new country, there are some few challenges or lots of challenges that you'd experience before you fully get acclimatized.
Acclimated. Yeah.
The new environment. So is there a point that you got and you are like, I'm gone, I'm done, I'm going back?
Well, now it might be different for a sweet juicy mama, but for me, the only time that I actually felt like leaving was probably maybe some months up to first interviewing with you. I mean, we hadn't interviewed with you in a long time, so we're like, hell, we're about to go back to America. But then you kind of reached out your hand and said, let's do this interview. So I said, let's stay.
So my interview made you stay. I'm glad.
Yes. Yeah, prior to that, we was getting ready to head back. And so, there was just not an African Tigress, interaction with the Bag family. And so I kind of felt a little frustrated. And I went to Sweet Juicy Mama and said, hey,
Stop it.
Stop it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Sweet Mama.
No, there hasn't been a time where I want to just go back. But there is a lot of inconvenience in here when you deal with a lot of that, and then you go out in the public, and it's just so much. Sometimes you just want to come back in the house and just don't go out for a while
and hide for
and
a little
just
bit.
Just cool down.
Right.
But it hadn't got to the point where I'm ready to go back to America. No.
Right. Now we do a lot of screaming because as we go out into the environment, and you kind of have certain things that just kind of bombard you and hit you back to back and back, and sometimes it becomes overwhelming.
Yes. It
so
can.
At that time you retreat to regroup and then go back out again because sometimes it gets so hectic. We say when we get out of the bag, we just want to close that gate
and don't go out
and don't let anybody in for a day or two. Sometimes it gets that hectic.
But then we think about the goal that we have.
Then we say, open back up the gates.
It's not just about us.
Right.
You just sometimes have to de-stress. That's
right.
It.
But
and that's life in general. Even
right.
in America, we have to do that.
Right.
So,
so in essence, I've never really thought about going back because there's nothing to go back into.
I can think about the times we was there and wanting to get out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. I think about when we was going through there. I don't want to go back to that.
Right. I mean, I'm 57 now. I'd love to live to a nice age of 70 or 80, and going back into that war zone, I probably wouldn't even make it into the 60.
I mean, we work pretty much 24 hours a day there.
Yeah, it's just a horrible environment.
It's not good.
It's a horrible environment, and it's so hard to explain to the continental brothers and sisters wanting to run there thinking it's paradise.
It's not.
But evidently they must not be watching the news, and they're falling victim to the propaganda of come here, we'll help you. We like you darkies or black people. You know what I'm saying? Come here. When they go there, they're going to find out otherwise. While we're running to the African continent, they're running there. They're going to find out what we found out.
It's not
that
all
ain't
that.
it.
How are the black babies adjusting? The babies.
I think they're having a ball now.
Yeah.
They really adjusted a lot.
They're all scattered out there. In fact, our son is the next one. That's Junior. He's the next one coming over. He's about to quit his position and coming over.
He wants to come over.
So he'll be the next one. Then it'll be just 2 daughters left in America, and that could go either way. Who'll be after that?
We'll see.
But our third oldest child is the next one to be coming over and stuff real soon. Hopefully next year. We'll see. But other than that,
the ones here having a ball.
They're gone. Always out and gone and stuff.
They say they don't ever want to go back to live there.
Yeah.
I mean, when they first got here, it was a different thing because the Ricky Denise, she had just entered high school. She was going into her second year. She was depressed because, in America, you do so much when you're just entering high school, and she was having her little ball. But since she's been over here for the 4 years, no, you can't even think about talking to her about going back.
Right.
She's having a ball now.
And once you get out of there, when you look back at it, you'll see that stuff looks totally different than when you were inside. Because right now they'll look and say, wow, what are these people, what are they thinking about? And you're like, you were thinking that way when you was in there, you know what I'm saying? So once you get out, you see America in a totally different light. And if you're woke, you don't want to go back.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? Because you know what you're going back into, a war zone.
Because when those 2 years in 2018, when we took them back, they didn't like it.
Yeah.
They actually they wanted us to stay for 6 months. Was it 6 months?
That's what y'all wanted.
And we ended up staying for 3 months. But when she graduated from school, I couldn't believe it when we got there. They wanted to come back to Gambia.
Yeah.
They didn't like it there.
Wow.
It's different though. It's different. And matter of fact, we like yourself, we interview a lot of people who are coming to the African continent. And so the ones that are just visiting, or who have visited the continent, we ask, how do you feel when you go back? And they say, man, we don't like it when we go back. You understand? Once you get out of there, you can breathe. You know what I'm saying? And see a lot of African tigresses running around. If you're a male, you don't want to go back to America. Hello? You okay? I'm doing the interviews, and this is what these brothers are telling me. Yeah. They're seeing African tigresses all over the continent, and they don't want to go back. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, Ricky, you're so funny.
I'm just trying to keep it 500. I'm just trying to tell you, that's what they're telling us. You understand what I'm saying? And the sisters, they haven't met any African tigers, so they just haven't told us. They haven't met any African tigers. But the brothers have. They're out there looking for some African tigers. Yeah. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, then they shouldn't go back. They should stay, right?
That's right.
Okay, and
a lot of the male that's coming here, they said they, can breathe now.
They can breathe, and we realize that as black males, masculine black males, we're endangered species in America. Now, if you're how do they call it? A feminine man, you don't have any problem in America because they don't fear that. No. They rejoice in that. So if you got any masculinity about yourself, you're an endangered species in America.
You don't have a problem when you like.
Yeah.
Feminine like that.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Is there anything that you wish you knew before you moved to the Gambia?
Let me think about that. More of learning I wish I knew the language more. That's about it. Other than that, I adapted well, I think.
Now, for me, I wish that I would have brought more equipment.
Okay.
I wish that I brought more equipment and got out of there when I was younger. We got out when I was 50, maybe 52. You know what I'm saying? So there's a certain pace that I can run now. But if I could have got out like I wanted to in my early 30s or 40s, I would be running triple the speed that I'm running right now. And so that's one of the regrets that I have. I didn't bring a lot more equipment because I need to go back and get it or have someone ship it to me. And I would like to run at a pace that's faster than I'm running right now.
The way we did when we started in America.
Right. Because right now, if I was younger, the family would be here and I'd be sleeping out there at the land, working it around the clock.
Okay.
If I was younger, I'd be working it around the clock.
You're still doing a lot. You're still doing what a lot of people who you think are younger cannot even do, because I do see the effort and everything that you're doing. You're doing amazing.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And so we really want to work it hard after rainy season, because after October 15th, rainy season is over with. And we got so many YouTubers that are friends like yourself and people that are coming in from different parts of the world. So we want you guys to be able to come out there and spend time with us out there on the land. You understand what I'm saying? And we can get to know each other very, very well, and not just in hyper space. And we can discuss stuff that we don't want the Mazugus or the Urugus to hear, that only we need to hear, because they always got their ears out there, plotting and doing things of that sort.
Awesome. I did watch your first videos when you started. Did you when you moved to the Gambia, did you have the idea of Black Acres, or is it just something that came, or you thought about along the way?
No, I am an avid follower of Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey, and I like what they said because periodically in America, we always have these leaders. One that say, let's stay around devils, they'll accept us one day. And then you have the other side that says, let's separate from these devils and do for ourselves. But we always tend to listen to the ones that say, let's stay around the devils, they'll like us one day. And so we said, we're tired of seeing that scenario play over and over and over and over. So let's go to the African continent and let's continue the ideology of African first or Black first. Let's separate from devils and let's create for ourselves. And so when we came over here, we need a big piece of land to start implementing. Let's grow our own food and take care of our own. They can do what they're doing in their cold regions of the world, but in the tropical, beautiful continent of the Africa, let's start taking care of ourselves and be less dependent on them.
Yeah. Now, all the things that we're doing here, we wanted to do in America.
That's right.
But we knew that it wouldn't have been successful there because of what they always do.
Chop it up. They'll chop it up. Yep. We had looked at a piece of property that's now a wall. I don't know if you know what Walmart is, but we were looking at a large piece of land that was about 17 acres
in America.
In America, and we wanted to do this right here. And when you're in a war zone, they won't allow you to set up something in the war zone that's designed to defeat the war zone.
Right.
And so we said, we're not even going to waste that energy on that.
Or
money. Know what I'm saying? Or money or resources. So we said, at least coming to the African continent, we get more time, and we got 2 billion Africans strong, and we got the resources here, and you're in a much, much better position to get something kicking here as opposed to right there in a war zone. If they wanted to come at you at any day, they just pick up the phone call and say, Mr. Racist Cop, go get him.
Yes.
And it'll happen just like that. Conversely, getting as far away from as possible, it takes some coordination.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? It's not as easy as a phone call. You see what I'm saying? And while the coordination is going on, you got the opportunity to see, hey, I see what's coming. Now, in America, it's a knock at the door. It's that fast.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, when you're over here in the African continent, you can at least see them coming through the gate.
Right.
You can prepare. You see what I'm saying? But in America, it's as easy as a knock on a door. Boom, boom, boom. They don't even knock at the door. They just knock the door down.
We at the wrong door.
You see what I'm saying? They just knock the door down and come in shooting.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Here, it's multiple gates. You got to get through the initial gates. You got to get through security. You got to get through the dogs. And you got to get through some other stuff too before you get inside. So you can see there's a difference. You see what I'm saying? You got a little wiggle room versus being on the American continent where they can just come right in and get you just like that.
So we didn't want to do it that way.
We didn't want to do it that way.